Nigga don't know what I'm fine. That's what he do. Back in the bins, hands in the case. Southwest England, I move with pace. Paignton blocks, I clock that sign. Toxic panda retro, I know that fine. PlayStation gray, got scars on the lid. Mega Drive carts like the old school did. PS2 stack, got miles to run. Nintendo gems, I hunt one by one. Sega on deck, I want that heat. Fast talk cash when I hit that street. Thumb on the jewel, I check that seal. If the spine look clean, then I make that deal. Hear that scrape, hear that cut. One more box, one more nut. From the coast to the shop, I dive. If it's rare in stock, I'm gon' survive. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. I came for the games, I came for the gold. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. PlayStation Sega, I'm taking it home. Taking it home. Aggro on the mic, I'm quick with the claim. Fast like a cart when they boot up the game. Southwest dig, yeah, I search that shelf. Every rare title wants to be on my belt. Mega Drive Thunder, I love that snap. PS2 classics, I bag that scrap. Nintendo in the glass, I spot that shine. If the label speak truth, then it's mine, it's mine. Bassline rattling under my feet. DJ scratch screaming over the beat. Black male voice, I bark my name. Collectors on deck, but I run that lane. Hear that scrape, hear that cut. One more box, one more nut. From the coast to the shop, I dive. If it's rare in stock, I'm gon' survive. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. I came for the games, I came for the gold. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. PlayStation, let's check it, I'm taking it home. Taking it home. Taking it home. From Paignton Road to the cabinet glow, I'm in the zone where the old flag show. Tear through the dust, let the moment land. Rare game fever in my right hand. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. I came for the games, I came for the gold. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. Toxic Panda Retro. Play game fever, I'm taking it home. Taking it home. Taking it home.
Alrighty, Super Benny here. It's Video Games Pickups 42, and in this episode, we switched it up. We went to Toxic Panda in Paignton. Initially, we was going to do a little sort of break, and I've done a few sort of videos down in Cornwall. It was just too hot. The weather has been absolutely crazy. There's been a couple of little heat waves over this summer, and it really is just too hot for like video game hunting, spending a couple hours traveling over there. The time is better spent with the family. So rather than going doing that, we've done some other things. While we was on a little trip, so we didn't do like the little Cornwall thing in the end. So whilst we was on a little trip, I actually popped in Paignton. So we actually did this twice. So it was so good, we had to do it twice. Yes, the first initial one because the Paignton Air Show was on. I'll show some little video clips of that at the end. I just popped in. Initially, only had sort of 5-10 minutes because we're spending time with families, half term, that kind of stuff. And there was loads of interesting things there. So I went back and had a good sort of browse and a really sort of deep dive into it because. I haven't probably been down there in almost a year, and it's changed a lot. And we'll get into how much it's changed and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was just really great to see how much the shop has come on as a whole and really, really changed. Let's get into the first pickup because this is what it's all about. It's all about It's all about the video games and the video game pickups and all that kind of jazz. So the first one is Paperboy for the Nintendo NES. Now I've been looking for this anyway for like the Mega Drive. You can find it on the SNES. You can find it on loads of little different systems. I think I used to have this on the Commodore 64 as well back in the day. It's a very sort of basic sort of style, sort of graphics, delivering the newspapers, avoiding obstacles. Really reminds me, I used to have a paper round myself and go around on a bicycle. And I was about sort of 15 or 16, earning my first sort of money to be able to buy games. And I think the first thing I bought was a basketball, which I played to death like over a couple of years, and got a lot of joy out of that. Had me buy games and stuff back in the day. So yeah, Paperboy, what a blast from the past. A great bit of nostalgia and just a super fun game to play. Very, very retro, very cool. Yeah, pretty chuffed with that one. Pretty chuffed. Yeah, really into the sort of Paperboy franchise. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty chuffed with that, and it still kind of holds up today, really. Some of the simple sort of more games and elements you can just jump on. I can play that for a couple of minutes or so, and yeah, just have a good bit of fun. So yeah, nice bit of nostalgia there. A Nintendo NES game. I always get kind of lucky when we go down to Paignton. I think the last time I picked up another little retro gem. I picked up Space Invaders. I think that was from Odyssey around the corner. I did have a look to see if they was open as well, so if I could, combine sort of the hunt and have a look around there. Yeah, but unfortunately it was closed, so I'm not sure if it's still open or not. It is a funky little shop as well. You can go check out one of my other sort of video game pickups around Paignton and have a look at that shop as well. Fingers crossed it's still open, but a lot of these places sometimes they do come and go, so you've got to take advantage of these places when they are open. So yeah, let's talk about the shop itself. Now the shop itself is located down in Paignton. There's quite a few sort of little shops around. I like to call it part of the good old sort of video game pilgrimage, like sort of this sort of between Devon and Torbay. You can start off in Exmouth or Exeter, and there's a CEX in Exmouth, CEX in Exeter. Then you can get off Newton Abbot, go check out that CEX, head straight down into Torquay. Torquay's got like cash converters, loads of charity shops, got Retro Revival X. yeah, and then get off at Paignton. There's like Pokemon shop as well, I believe, in Paignton. Yeah, and a couple of shops in Paignton as well. If you're coming the other way as well, you can combine it with Plymouth, or you're coming from Bristol, or you're coming from sort of Taunton. You can stop at the game shop there as well. So you can combine quite a lot of shops in a short sort of distance. That's why I quite like coming down to Torquay and Paignton and doing the hunts down there, because there's loads of little shops you can go and check out. As for Toxic Panda Retro, yes, it's been about sort of year or so since we've been. It's just located like right by the train station too. So if you are coming, it's like literally right in the centre, just round the corner from the train station. It's only like a minute or two. Not the biggest of shops, but it's very small, unique, very cozy. Initially, when we first kind of went, it was very sort of in its early sort of days. Had some like good sort of shelf filler kind of games, but it's kind of really like advanced on now to, I'd say, to be a bit more of a like a destination of like, oh yeah, you would, really would make a day of it to go to this place, because they're starting to get in some really good sort of gems. And you would have seen in that video lots of cool little things. I saw one that really sort of picked my sort of eye as well. I was having a look at, there was like a little Star Fox figure as well from like Nintendo. That I was talking about how much I love Star Fox in a recent video in Starwing, and to see Fox McCloud there as a figure, that's pretty rare as well. So yeah, very very good prices on a lot of good things in there as well. There's all sorts of stuff as well from what you collect in as well. They've got like Funkos, they've got toys, they've got stickers, they've got retro toys, they've got comic books, DVDs, you name it, they've got it in there. They've also got an arcade cabinet to play, loads of different kind of systems from retro, which I really like, up until to like modern day systems as well. So there's loads for everyone kind of thing, and some really good sort of gems in there. And I was very tempted by quite a lot of things. Previously I was like, oh, because I sometimes when I do visit these places with my daughter, I can't get the time to always really really check sort of the places in depth. So this is why I came back and had a good afternoon to go and check around everything, have a chat and chill out and check everything in a bit more sort of detail. There was like Super Smash Brothers as well for the N64, massive hitter as well, great price. As I say, I'm going to break my bank balance like going into there. But yeah, just fantastic to see. That's what I like to, makes me more excited about games and kind of stuff, and going into shopping. You don't know what you see. Yeah, and just some absolutely amazing sort of games in there. And yeah, they've really, really changed a lot over the last year. I would say it's very much on the levels of like, say, like Super Tomato. I went to Super Tomato in Cardiff. That's got like lots of toys and lots of games, very sort of a similar sort of standard now. So that's really good for them, and really up there with those kind of shops. Getting into those crazy levels of big collector's items, which is great to see. It's getting more popular. More people are getting to know it as well. Yeah, it's a really really cool shop, and I really quite enjoy going. I've got one more pickup from there, and it's quite a big one, physically and collecting wise. It's Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid double pack. This one is the special missions and Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, classic for PlayStation 1. Hiding in all the boxes and all that kind of stuff. I remember playing that back in the day. I must have probably been about sort of maybe about 10 or so back then, on the early sort of PlayStation days. Yeah, craziness. As I say, it's a fantastic little shop. I'm very impressed with a lot of those games in there. Really, 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 really fascinating. it's just absolute craziness. I couldn't believe how much stuff there was. You know, that's what I like to go into there. And then you feel so overwhelmed. You're like, I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look. There's games over here. There's games over there. There's literally in every, like, in the display cabinets. It's really, really like chock full of just random stuff. So yeah, it's just great to see, and you get a lot of nostalgia hits. You know, that kind of dopamine. Remember, oh, I remember that as a kid. I remember that. I used to collect those. So yeah, it can get kind of dangerous with your bank balance. Like, oh, I used to collect those. Should I get some of those? Should I bring those? Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Yeah, so that's it for video games pickups 41. A nice short, sweet one to get back in the swing of things. We've got a couple more sort of pickup videos dropping after this. I'll show you what I picked up as well in Torquay. So the Torquay will be the next one for video games pickups 42. And then in video games pickups 43, we've got a few more sort of things as well, of like little other kind of bits and bobs I've been picking up over the last month or two. And then we'll be back into what we're getting into over the summer as well, which we've got some pretty awesome videos coming up for the summer. Big trip to Spain to try and hit big as well. So yeah, some exciting videos coming to the channel, so stay tuned. Take care.
This is just sheer precision. It's anything to watch. Lego both fly and to watch pairs, formation, display work, and the synchronicity is just delightful. It's more so by the beautiful day we have here. Once again, the same all environmentally friendly stuff in the form of baby oil. And not just for aesthetic design, but also for safety. When the aircraft's good apart, it's a great way of just reconnecting and also deconflicting your flight paths as well. You can see Nigel, Steve started in aviation since he was a very young lad indeed, and started flying in his parents' jetting off way down. Paignton in the movement is right on the final end of the final syllables, and so that they both get that interface controls exactly the same